Greetings, everyone. Welcome to Be Green with Amy. I'm Amy. After adopting a whole food plant-based lifestyle, my hubby Rick and I lost over 130 pounds. Now I coach others on their plant-based journey. Just Task Voice. Let's welcome our guest.
Angela Fischetti is a physical fitness, yoga instructor, and licensed massage therapist specializing in wellness for older adults. Please click like to help Be Green with Amy. Welcome, Angela Fischetti.
Greetings and welcome back, Angela.
Oh, thank you so much for having me back, Amy. Not like I'm counting or anything, but this is number 15. And I am so excited to be here to celebrate this with you and also to wish everybody a beautiful, happy, healthy Thanksgiving, of course.
Yes, happy Thanksgiving to you and to our Green Warriors. Welcome, Green Warriors. I wanted to say that this is number 15, and we've had you with so many different classes and so many varieties of classes that I have on my YouTube channel, Be Green with Amy. I created a playlist. So now, if people just wanted to do all of your workouts back to back, they could go to the exercise playlist on Be Green with Amy YouTube, and there you are, all of your classes. And to let everybody know, we have chapters on the classes so that when you revisit this broadcast, you can just click on when the class begins and you won't have to hear the introductions if you just want to get right to it and work out. So yay!
Yay is right, but you know what? Great minds think alike. Because I got the same of your show with me on my YouTube channel. I have a list and it's just like, go right there. You'll see them all. So thank you. That's really a compliment. That's really an honor. Thank you so much.
Well, we're definitely honored to have you here. And every time that you come on with your different exercise classes, you just give such great instruction. And you're always making sure that we're having proper form and not getting injured, because that seems to be a philosophy that you have, is that you want to gain strength and you want to gain flexibility and you want to have range of motion, but not to sacrifice your form and to harm yourself. And we really appreciate your expert knowledge guiding us through these exercises.
Well, thank you very much. It's also a beautiful opportunity for me to create. And I really like today is brand new. Today is something I'll be premiering first time on your show. I haven't done this kind of a routine. And actually, I'm glad I did. And because it's something new for me to approach it from this perspective. And I know I sent you the list, but we're using a whole lot of different exercise accessories today. However, we're not using any weights, but yet it's still a lot of resistance work. There's going to be some influence of yoga and mobility, but ultimately it is still a strength training program for those who must be in a chair either because of health or because of work. And it's just, I think you and I share this kind of a mission as far as reframing the perspective on what a chair is, and that it's not the enemy. If you have to be in it, then let's turn it into something that's a tool to get you stronger. And is it 100% perfect? No, but honestly, I don't know what is.
Right.
So, right. And we have to deal with the circumstances that we're dealt with and make the best of them rather than look at it and go, oh, no. I get that to some degree, but after a while, you just got to reframe it. Otherwise, never going to get better, never going to get healthier. So let's make that the aim versus it's kind of annoying to have to work out a bit. Nah, you can do it. You can do it.
Yeah.
You know?
And the more you do it, the better you start feeling. So sometimes you might have to get through it a little bit in the beginning, but then suddenly you're looking forward to it, which is something that they sometimes give up too soon to get to that point where they're looking forward to it and almost not feeling right if they didn't do it. And so just keep on with Angela and you're going to get to that point where you're going to look forward to it. I can't help but look forward to it because you're here doing it. So we really do appreciate that. And so now you had told me, and I don't even know what it is, but you said that you're going to share something with us. Did you want to share it now or did you want to wait till later?
Sure. Amy, I just wanted to ask you something to make this full screen because it's been a little while. That little white box on the corner,
Uh-huh.
do I hit that and it makes the screen larger for me? What I'm seeing?
Are you on, if you're on, this is for your computer, you mean?
Yes, on my computer for Restream because I haven't been on Restream in a while.
Okay. Well, I mean, you want me to make you bigger? Is that what you're saying?
No, no, I just didn't know if it was to make us both bigger.
Okay. Yeah, I'm not sure. I mean, if you have a Mac, then it would be on your right. And
That's
if
it.
you,
I got it. That's what it was. There we
okay.
go. Perfect. Thank you. Because I wanted to be full screen. I've got it. Thank you. So yes, I have an announcement. So when did I find this out? What's today? Wednesday? And I told you I have an announcement when? Like late Monday or something like that? Oh,
Yeah.
that means I found out on Monday. So I finally, after like 3.5, almost 4 years of not getting any follow-up diagnostics to what was going on inside my uterus. And okay, here we go. Especially if the men are watching. Well, okay, here we go. A little TMI, but this is part of the process because we need to share successes with this lifestyle. And so the last I had known was that. Well, let me preface it with this. Originally, I was diagnosed within the uterus, two really large ovarian cysts on the left were the size of a grapefruit. Then we had one the size of a small orange on the right ovary. And then there was endometrial hyperplasia. So we just wondered where did all of this fit, really, But so which is like a very thickened endometrial lining, right? So we knew after like the second round of scans that the endometrial hyperplasia and the right ovarian cyst were gone. The thing is that with cysts, they can come back.
Yeah.
They got a way of doing that. So all these years later, now 3.5, 4 years, they're still gone, and there's still no endometrial hyperplasia. But what I found out this time, and it took almost 6 years for these buggers to say ciao, those left ovarian cysts the size of grapefruit are gone. They're out of here. And I looked at my doctor because she wasn't the original doctor. So she was just kind of, okay, and there's nothing remarkable. And I'm like, whoa, hold the phone. Nothing on the left ovary. Oh, no. And I'm thinking, she has no idea what she's just telling me how great this is.
Yeah.
I started crying. And she's
Oh,
like, and then I told her, and she's like, oh, wow, this is a big deal. I said, it's a huge deal, especially since the allopathic community was down my throat to have a hysterectomy. And I just kept saying, give me time, give me time. I know I can make a budge here with time. So yeah, so that's pretty remarkable for me. I still we think there are still 5 other masses here, but they're 4 of them are incredibly tiny and they're not budging. Great, I love it. One of them, well, it's in a spot that we don't want to touch it because to have it removed would be more painful than not. So fine, I can live with this too. So really, the things that were really making me nervous because they were affecting me with high cancer markers, they're out of here. So here's to whole food plant exclusive diet and lifestyle, exercise, strength training, saunas, castor oil pack treatments, rebounding, a lot of water, just eat really great food, and this can happen. Who said that? Hey, thanks. Thank you so much. Oh, I really enjoyed thanks. How wonderful. And there's no more grapefruit. Thank you, Sid. Happy Thanksgiving, Sid. Thank you.
happy Thanksgiving. Thanks. And Sid. Yep.
Yeah,
Sid says, no more grapefruits, rejoicing along with you, all because of your hard work.
thank you. I really
Yes.
appreciate that. So I thought, I got to tell this on Amy. I didn't say a word. I didn't post anything. I didn't say a word on any of the platforms I'm involved with. I was like, I'm telling Amy first and the Green
Oh.
Warriors. So there it is. So I'm happy.
Oh, I am so happy for you. Oh, I am just so
You.
happy. and you're just gonna be an inspiration for so many people that are getting pressure to do things where if they could just change their lifestyle and do what they need to do, it's gonna make a big difference. Wow, that's wonderful.
And may I add one thing to that? I think it's really important to make sure that you have a connection of some kind with a whole food plant-based doctor and go to them for advice, consult with them before you make decisions, life altering decisions. Consult because you find out that there are many options. And then I also turned to other sort of lifestyle practitioners as well and learned about the benefits of infrared sauna and using infrared like heating pads with organic castor oil packs and all that. I did all this stuff religiously for years. So, yeah, just get yourself connected with a community that gets it
Mhm.
because you're going to get bombarded with a lot of what this is ridiculous. But then by the end of all of it, every one of them have come back to me and said, you created a protocol, keep doing it because we don't see these kind of results. And and that's maintaining, even the osteoporosis still don't have it. Still
Yes.
osteopenia hasn't come back, and that's with broken wrists for that length of time and a cast
Yep.
and all that. So yeah,
Yeah.
lifestyle works, right, Amy? The
It
lifestyle
sure does, and you're an
certainly a good focus.
inspiration to
Well, thank you.
everyone.
But you
Yeah.
and Rick also know what you two have accomplished in your health is amazing, and what
Yeah,
you do
we
with
have.
your knowledge now, how you approach life as with this perspective, and every step you take, it's channeling you, and you have a passion for it, and that's why you're so excellent at this. And what you're doing for all of us to be able to have a platform to present whatever it is that we do, right, is
Yeah.
is tremendously important. And I hold great value for anybody who has a podcast show and then who are pod leaders like yourself as well. Really great instructors who are educating everybody out there. It's so important what you're doing.
Well, thank you. That's so nice of you to say.
It's the truth.
Well, I want everybody to get excited because we are gonna have an exercise class, but in my format, I like to have a little education first, and if you're watching this on the replay, all you have to do is go to the chapter, and it'll get you right to the exercise class if you want. So we're just gonna start with our true or false.
It's time for True or False on Be Green with Amy Live. Answer true or false to Amy's questions in the comments below, and Amy will ask our guest for the expert answer.
So,
All right.
Amy, could I
Yeah.
interrupt for 1 second?
Sure.
Could I just share something with everybody? I wanted to just introduce them to a study that I found where these questions are actually come from. Would that be okay with you? Because I think it would be helpful information.
Okay, sure.
It might be giving away a little of the answers, but I don't think so. I don't
Well,
think.
let's see if they're paying attention.
All right, there you go. There it is. Okay.
Pay attention. Put your thinking caps
That's
on.
thank you for this because I found a study, and I know I shared this with you, that I couldn't believe how like specific it was for the Green Warriors and for the intention behind my workout today. And in fact, this study did inspire this particular workout. So I found it, as almost always, at the NIH's Library of Medicine, the National Institute of Health, and it was published on 3/20/21 in the Journal of Sports Science and Medicine. It's got a really long title, but it's really incredible. So here it is: Effects of chair-based, low-load, elastic band resistant training on functional fitness and metabolic biomarkers in older women. So I just was like, okay, bring this one on. And it's 168 female participants, average age of 76. And it was a 12-week study. So it wasn't like a fly-by-night thing. I know it wasn't enormous, but I like the consistency and I love the age range and
Yes.
the number of people. So what they said was there was an EBT group, which is an elastic band resistance training group, and a con group, which is the control group. Results showed 12 weeks of EBT is safe and beneficial for improving health-related fitness and metabolic biomarkers in older women, and seems to be a viable model to ensure a high training adherence rate. This is what caught me. They said that participants' adherence to training sessions was reported as over 90%. And I'll tell you why I think that is. Because it was bands, tubes, and stuff. It wasn't weights. It was something that is accessible for people. They can do a workout on the go, and they're not, afraid to handle the metal weights. So I really do think so. Anyhow, I wanted to share this with all of you before we actually ask the questions. Thank
Yeah,
you.
I'm glad that you did. It's
Thanks.
important because people think it's too late for me, but
Right.
apparently it's not too late. So, if
And
you have
you're right about being the whole late thing, because if the average age was 76, that means there were people who were older.
that's
Hello.
right.
So I'm sorry I interrupted you
No,
there.
it's not too late. And that's a good thing that you shared. Okay, Green Warriors, get ready. Here's our first question. True or false? And by the way, Angela's on a stability ball over there, in case you see. She always has a reason to move and to stay fit. So just in case you wanted to know. True or false? Training load has to do with the amount of weight one can lift during exercise. Okay,
Hmm.
Green Warriors, type in your guess for the answer. And Angela, what's that? Tell us about it.
It sounds like it would be true, right? But it's false. So training load is, and this is based on, by the way, information I got from the running channel. So training load is the cumulative amount of exercise you're doing, usually measured over a week. It can be measured by taking a couple of things into account, like duration and intensity.
Okay, see that? Very good. Good information there. All right. So our next question is true or false? Those with balance issues should avoid chair exercise because it intensifies the issue.
Mm.
Hmm. Okay,
Mm.
type in your guess, Green Warriors. Go ahead, Angela.
Okay, this would be false. So, according to the study that I read from the Journal of Sports Science and Medicine, chair based exercise was proved to be an accessible training method for sedentary elderly subjects with beneficial effects on various fitness and function parameters.
Well, that's
Pretty
good
cool, right?
knowledge.
Yeah,
Yes,
pretty
thank
cool.
you. Okay, we have one more and then we're going to do our workout. So,
Okay.
Green Warriors, true or false? Aerobic oriented chair based programs have been proven effective for cognition, balance, and cardiorespiratory fitness in elderly adults. True or false? Okay,
Mm.
Angela?
From that same study, absolutely true. So isn't that remarkable? In a chair, we can get aerobic conditioning.
Hmm.
Absolutely incredible.
Yeah, this is wonderful news
Yeah.
because we really need to know that there's a lot that you can get even in the chair. And Angela, like I mentioned earlier, we have a playlist and she's done a lot of chair exercise classes with us and other ones without the chair, but there's a great selection of those as well. So Angela, let's get started with your class.
Okay, so what I'm going to do is make a couple of adjustments, one to the camera, and also I need to set up my cheat sheet in front of my desk so I can see what I'm doing. All right, so just bear with me a few moments. I also need to put my big old ball away.
And Green Warriors, while Angela's setting up, do you have a question? Do you have a question about exercising? And are there things that you're thinking about that maybe or you may be struggling with that you want to ask about as far as exercising? Because Angela is our expert and she can help you. So just type those in the comments and we can ask her about your questions about that, or if you are curious more about what she did as far as the different therapies and that she introduced to help with her ovarian cysts, she'd probably be glad to talk about that too, such as the infrared and okay, are you ready? I'm going to put you back on solo.
Okay,
There
thank you.
you
Yes,
go.
great. So you can see me okay and hear me well, Amy? Oh,
Yes, excellent.
all right. Well, welcome back, everybody. This is a great joy to share with you, especially the day before a beautiful holiday. And always great to be back with my sister, Amy. So this is, of course, our ChairFit It is a lower body workout today. Amy and I have provided an upper body workout in a chair as well. And so the accessories we'll be using today will be a sticky yoga mat. We have yoga blocks, and I've got them stored under here. So what we have, for those of you new to blocks or returning to the use of them, this is level 1. We have level 2 and level 3, and you can use whatever level works for you. Also, we'll be using a yoga strap. Now, why do I love yoga straps? Number one, if you have hand issues like Dupuytren's contracture or trigger finger or arthritic hands, the hard-bound belts can be really harsh on you. So it's a nice soft one, yes. And also because yoga straps are typically between 6 to 8 feet in length. But you know, if you need 10 and 12 feet, they have them out there as well. So that's why I like those. Then we will also be using a monster cord. So it's called that for a reason, really big. I'm going to turn in my chair so you can see. This is a yoga chair, and I love working with them for this type of work because I can insert my arm through what I call the window back there. Then we also have a Fitball today, and if you don't have a Fitball, some might have a 9-inch Pilates ball. That'll work as well. I have 2 booty bands, and this is like kind of a stretchy fabric.
I just wanted to comment that I love those bands instead of the other ones that can break and snap on people.
Well, you know what? Bear with me one second. The thing is, for certain exercises, those exercise loops are actually a little bit better for certain exercises.
Yeah.
But when you come to the hip thigh stuff, I agree with you. This being called a booty band is a great idea because I think it's much better for those areas of the body.
Yeah, because those other ones, they roll up.
Yeah, they can do that.
And they dig into your legs. And so I like that selection that you chose. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Good. I'm glad. No, that's okay. I'm glad you said something. And this is a Pilates ring. Now, this is going to lead me into some of the precautionary measures, medical disclaimers, whatever you want to call it, okay? So the ball, the mat, and the cord. These are typically made out of latex. So if you have a latex allergy, you want to look for non-latex or latex-free. This, by the way, is T hanging out down here by my feet, and that's T for terrific. So also, if you have ever been diagnosed with any type of back spine issue in your life, and if you have a postural deviation called hyperkyphosis, which is that slight hunched appearance, you might have been told, and also, by the way, with osteoporosis, not to forward flex the spine. So you want to pay attention to that. Those of you who are medicated or not for hypertension, have vertigo or GERD, I advise you, do not drop your head down. Also, if you have carpal tunnel syndrome, and the reason why I'm showing the hand like this is because this is called wrist extension, no matter the position of the arm and forearm. It's a wrist extension. This is contraindicated for carpal tunnel. Also, well, I mentioned them earlier, but I will re-mention the hand issues of Dupuytren's contracture, arthritic hands, trigger fingers, anything with the hands. I would like you all to please not immediately participate in the workout. And I'm not kidding. I'm asking you please to preview the video first. I'm even going to include in this list of chronic concerns, and there are many more out there. So basically, if you have any chronic concern, I invite you to preview the video first. But I do want to just mention, if you've ever had a TIA, transient ischemic attack, or a stroke, what you want to avoid is a big hyperextension of the neck. All right, preview it. Look for what you can do when you watch the video. But if you're still not sure, then I would invite the medical healthcare practitioner who knows your body best to preview the video as well, and then help you make an informed decision. So I just want to give you a couple of gentle reminders here. First off, always please stay hydrated with water during a workout. Unless you have some sort of bladder or kidney issue, please stay hydrated. The other thing is you're always invited to stop and rest whenever you need to, but don't quit. Don't quit. So what I'm looking for you to do is take those few breaths, come back in for just one more repetition. And this is how you get stronger, folks. I promise you. It is advised for those of us who are 55 years and above to warm up before any workout for 10 minutes. And then I want to just tell people about, advise the Green Warriors to pull up online a Borg, B-O-R-G, rating of perceived exertion scale, RPE, and look for the one that is numbered 0 through 10. And it is, though it is the older approach, it's finding to be an incredibly accurate approach, even though it's subjective information. Because if you don't know how to take your exercise heart rate, if you're on beta blockers, if you had a pacemaker, this is a wonderful way to gauge your effort. So my advice is when you look at that Borg RPE chart, 0 through 10, to work out at levels between 3 and 6 on that chart. So I would like to just talk for the moment about how to sit in a chair, and especially if you're going to be in a chair all day long. So what we want to do is make sure that you're sitting ankles, knees to the inside of the high pelvic bone, the iliac crest, all in a line with each other. The other thing that you want to do is bring your hands underneath your buttock flesh, and you're going to pull the flesh not only straight back, but then wick it out wide toward your shoulders. And then, pardon me, I do a little rocking side to side just to make sure I'm sitting up and forward on the front edge of the ischial tuberosity. And if you have yoga background, this would be called the sits bones. So what we're going to do here today is I'm going to be demonstrating 7 exercises. And we're going to be doing probably, let me see here for a second. We're going to be doing some bilaterally, meaning both sides at the same time, and some unilaterally, one side at a time. So therefore, the superset, meaning working 2 different exercises back to back without any rest, will sometimes apply to the unilateral work, because we're not going to do a different exercise, but we're going to go from one leg to the other. I want to invite everybody who has the chronic concerns, who have never, ever exercised before, who maybe they're kind of new to bands, tubes, to the kind of work we're going to do here for resistance work, to do all of it without any accessory. It is perfectly acceptable for you to utilize your own sense of body resistance, provided you're not flinging your body through the work. So I just wanted to make sure that everybody will feel comfortable in their own unique approach to the workout. So now we're going to begin here with a warm up, and I'm going to be warming up the spine. I really like to do that a lot, especially when we're sitting in a chair, because people tend to do this stuff and they slouch, right? So we want to get upright, and I'm going to turn a little bit to the side, provided T allows me. Okay, so I'm going to place the hands on the thighs. So right off the bat, those who have had a TIA or a stroke, be careful, because I'm going to be doing a neck extension. I'd like you to keep your head neutral. So here we go. We're going to slide the hands up toward the groin, and we're going to slowly present the heart toward the sky. We're going to broaden across the shoulders. We're lifting the chin, and we're forming a little bit of a back bend, which is technically a spine extension. And in yoga, we call it the seated cow. Now, on the exhale, those of you with back spine issues, postural deviations, you're going to come to neutral, while the rest of us continue into spine flexion. See how we're rounding down. belly button in. It's like a seated abdominal crunch. Inhale into spine extension, cow. Exhaling into cat, the spine flexion. And one more of each. Inhale and exhale. And slowly roll it up. Now I'm going to face you. I'm going to ask you to sit all the way back in your chairs, not to slouch though, okay? And we're going to grab the outer right leg of the chair with the hand, and we're going to come to lateral flexion, which is a side bend. So as I lower down, I turn my sternum, my breastbone, toward the ceiling, therefore not collapsing the right side organs. I bring the left hand to the waist. If you have any kind of pinch nerve at the neck or rotator cuff issue at the shoulder, you might want to keep your hand here. However, if you have a greater range of motion, then you can follow us and arc it over, holding here with the heart center turned up toward the ceiling, stretching the internal and external oblique muscles at the waist, basically helping to turn and twist the torso. Inhale, turn palm up, grab a hook. Exhale, vigorously reach out as we come right to the other side. Inhale, slide. Exhale, hand waist or arm up and over. So I'm going to look at you versus talking directly into the mic because it can get garbled. So the belly button is pulled in. Then we're also stretching the intercostal muscles between the ribs, and they are responsible for 25% of your respiratory cycle. And then inhale, palm up, grab a hook. Exhale, come all the way back to center. Now, I want you to grab that Fitball. And I'm going to sit a little bit forward here. Now, if you don't have a Fitball, you can use a yoga block. You could use a little pillow in between your legs. That's fine. Or you can keep your feet together. So I'm making sure that everybody can see the plug. You don't want the plug to face your skin. All right. So either facing up, facing down. And we're squeezing that ball, now activating the hip adductor muscles. Feet are flat. I bring the left hand to the outside of the right thigh. Inhale, arm up. Exhale, I roll the shoulder externally, bringing the hand through the window. See that? Hello. And I'm grabbing a hold of the chair. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, turn and twist. Now, osteoporosis, you're not going to do that if you've been told not to do a big twist. You place your hands here and you do a gentle turn. That is it. Because let's face it, when we're sitting at our kitchen tables or our dining tables, we're passing condiments back and forth. We're twisting from side to side. And if we're washing the dishes by hand at your sink, well, when you go to place the dishes in the drain, you're doing a little twist. So it is a functional movement. And then we turn. Inhale, head forward. Exhale, torso, arm forward. We're going to take it to the other side. Caution that you're not over pulling with your arms. It's not about cranking it from muscle. It's about draw that belly button in. Let's work that transverse abdominis muscle, which is our internal girdle. Inhale the arm up. Exhale, externally rotate. Take a hold of the chair. Inhale, push down into the feet to lengthen the spine. Exhale, turn and twist. Ardha Matsyendrasana, half spinal twist, half fish pose. Holding here, just warming up that spine. Inhale, head forward. Exhale, torso, arm back to center. Hold for the moment. I'm going to place this down. And if the cat will allow me. Oh my goodness. All right. I'm bringing the feet. He's like right there at the tip of the sneaker. Okay. So the feet are as just wide as the legs of the chair. I place my hands on the thighs. I'm going to do what's called a Sufi grind. However, it's rotation of the spine. So it looks like this. However, for osteoporosis, you're going to go like this. I'm still working all of this, all of the abdominal area is working. And you can go as big or as small as you like. beautiful for the back. Breathe it all up. Breathing in and up the nose, reverse direction. One more. And I come back to center. I like to toe, heel, toe, heel. It's great for the ankles to do that work. So here we go, folks. We are now going to begin the supersetting. So we're going to take our monster cord and bring it over the thighs, loop it down over the sneaker, particularly the ball of the sneaker. Now, when I push out, I'm also getting some work in the outer thigh area. But my focus here, and I will turn a little bit for you once I do the second set. I want you to see I'm lifting the heels super high. Exhale. These are heel raises, really excellent because there's a lot of edema accumulation, water of the ankles, knees, and in the calves when people sit all day long. So it's a way to start pumping the lymph throughout the body. And it's great also because it helps to get some return of the venous return of the blood back to the heart. It comes from the calf muscles, in particular the soleus. One more. Okay, now I want to work the opposing muscle group, the shin muscles. They never get any love. So here we go, just readjusting my feet. And I call it toe taps, but it's really lifting the balls of the feet, but keeping the heels down. And I go pretty fast with that. But what you don't want to start doing this with the rest of the body, because you will feel lactic acid buildup. I don't count. I just go to the point where I go, oh, okay, I can't. And I'm just about right there. Okay. So I'm going to show you with the superset, back to back. We're lifting the heel, lifting the heel. And exhale on the effort. The effort here is on the lift, especially with this resistance. And I'm using a black monster cord on purpose because I like a lot of resistance. Yeah, it's building up. Just two more I'm going to go for. Just don't hold the breath in, okay? And here we go. And it's the one time I'll ask you on this particular exercise to not bring your feet too far out in front, because then you won't get any work on those shins. And the reason why I like people to strengthen their shins is because they're great. They're helpful for your balance, and also wonderful for the knees because some of those muscles tie up at the knee joint. Just a couple more, and that's it. So now be careful when you release a band or a tube, whatever, especially a monster cord, because they can snap away from you. All right, let's get this stretched a little bit. So I'm going to come out here on the seat and I'm going to turn. And I have my left buttock cheek off the bench, or the outside, let's call it the outside buttock cheek, is off the chair. I'm holding on because I'm holding out one cheek on that chair, okay? So I'm going to slide the leg back. I'm going to push back through the heel. I'm going to take this hand and just encourage that outside hip forward so I can square up my pelvis. Stretching hip flexor, stretching quad, getting some stretch in the calf. Then I'm going to flatten the top of the foot. Wow, that's a big shin stretch. It's a really big shin stretch, so be careful if you start to cramp. Tuck your toes back under. Make sure you're drinking your water. You can bring the arms up if you want. You don't have to, right? If you have some balance issues, you want to stay holding on. And then I'm going to slide it in, and I'm going to turn around this way. Hopefully he'll let me do this. Outside buttock off the chair. Just checking my circumstance. I don't get him. Okay, we're good. So reaching back through the heel. Notice this hand now. Boom. Hip forward. In essence, outside hip forward, opposite hip is almost being drawn back a little bit. So we can be all squared off here. And if you want, you go the top of the foot down. This side is always tighter for this stretch for me. So just take it easy here. Amy is okay with the sound. Anybody in the audience feels like it's distorted, please let me know.
We're okay here. If anybody is having trouble hearing, let us know.
Thank you. And we slide it forward. Now, I want to get into the calf muscles a little more deeply. I'm in South Beach, so you might hear some motorcycles. Okay. So I'm going to bring the blocks out in front a bit. Okay, T, you gonna let me do this? Thanks, buddy. And no, I don't think so. Okay, so both feet go up. I'm dorsiflexing the feet, soles of the feet toward the face, because I'm bringing the dorsal side of the foot, the top side of the foot toward the face. Now, those of you with back spine, postural deviation, I'd like you to use your strap, and I'd like you to stay upright, not to forward flex, not to hinge from the hip. And what we don't want to do is this stuff. So you want to bend the elbows, incorporate your bicep muscles because the elbows are flexing, they're bending. And let me just bring up this side a little bit. Yeah. Pushing out through the heels, press down in the underside of the legs. For those of you who want, you can go for the hip hinge. Be careful. Do not have that chair tip because it can. And then you can also reach further down. Chest up. Notice I'm not rounding down. That doesn't get me any further down. I want you to always think that the cervical spine of the neck and the lumbar spine of the low back are in the same position, which is a natural lordotic curve. It's like a little bit of a back bend. So I like to think there's a back bend in a forward bend. Stretching out your calf muscles, your hamstrings, your glutes, your back. And slowly take it on up. Great. Now, the next round. So now we're going to grab the booty band. I'm grabbing my red one, which is a little bit more challenging. I'm going to slip this over the ankles. And we're going to bring it just below the knees. Don't go across the kneecap, folks. Keep it below, all right? I sit so that I'm on a little bit on the sides of the feet. And I'm already in an abduction, going away from the midline. And it incorporates also external rotation at the hip. Lateral rotation, if you will, it can be both. So we sit up tall. I'm not sitting back in the chair. So I'm going to push out, press 1, 1,000, 2, 1,000, 3, 1,000, small release. Exhale, 1, 1,000, 2, 1,000, 3, 1,000, small release. Exhale, 1, 1,000, 2, 1,000, 3, 1,000, small release. Now, technically, oftentimes people with osteoporosis would be told not to do this, but keeping it a short range of motion, look at the face of a clock. Do not go beyond 10 o'clock nor 2 o'clock with your thighs, okay? Exhale, open 1, 1,000, 2, 1,000, 3, 1,000, small release. Exhale, 1, 1,000, 2, 1,000, 3, 1,000, small release. Oh, it's talking. Exhale, push it, 1, 1,000, 2, 1,000, 3, 1,000, small release. Exhale, 1, 1,000, 2, 1,000, 3, 1,000, small release. Exhale, 1, 1,000, 2, 1,000, 3, 1,000, small release. I'm going for 2 more. Exhale, 1, 1,000, 2, 1,000, 3, 1,000, small release. Oh, yes, 1, 1,000, 2, 1,000, 3, 1,000. Woo woo. Yeah, that's good. Easy drawing them in. Pilates ring, going for the hip adductor muscles now. Supersetting opposing muscle group. We set that up, and here we go. Squeeze 1, 1,000, 2, 1,000, 3, 1,000, small release. Exhale, 1, 1,000, 2, 1,000, 3, 1,000, Small release. Are you sitting tall and are you breathing? Exhale, 1,000, 2, 1,000, 3, 1,000. Small release. Exhale, squeeze, 1,000, 2, 1,000, 3, 1,000. Small release and squeeze, 1,000, 2, 1,000, 3, 1,000. Small release and squeeze it, 1,000, 2, 1,000, 3, 1,000. Small release and squeeze, 1,000, 2, 1,000, 3, 1,000. Small release, squeeze it, 1,000, 2, 1,000, 3, 1,000. Small release, 3 more, 1,000, 2, 1,000, 3, 1,000. Small release, exhale, squeeze, 1,000, 2, 1,000, 3, 1,000. Inhale, exhale, squeeze, 1,000, 2, 1,000, 3, 1,000. Oof. Gently release. Go back to the booty band. Back to back without any rest. Here we go. And press out, 1,000, 2, 1,000, 3, 1,000. Small release and push into that booty band, 2, 1,000, 3, 1,000. Small release, sit tall, 1,000, 2, 1,000, 3, 1,000. Small release. Exhale, 1,000, 2, 1,000, 3, 1,000. Small release. Exhale, 1,000, 2, 1,000, 3, 1,000. Small release and press it, 1,000, 2, 1,000, 3, 1,000. Small release and press, 1,000, 2, 1,000, 3, 1,000. Small release. That's right. That's right. Love it, Amy. 2, 1,000. 3, 1,000. Small release. Feel the glute, the lateral rotators, man, they're working. 1,000, 2, 1,000, 3, 1,000. That's it. Now the Pilates ring. Here we go. And sit tall. I'm not sitting back. If you can help it, don't sit back. But if you need to, certainly sit back in the chair. And squeeze, 1,000, 2, 1,000, 3, 1,000, and release. 1,000, 2, 1,000, 3, 1,000. I like small releases. And 1,000, 2, 1,000, 3, 1,000. Small release. Exhale, squeeze, 1,000, 2, 1,000, 3, 1,000. Small release and 1,000, 2, 1,000, 3, 1,000. Small release and squeeze, 1,000, 2, 1,000, 3, 1,000. Small release, chest high, 1,000, 2, 1,000, 3, 1,000. Small release, 3 more. Exhale, 1,000, 2, 1,000, 3, 1,000. Small release, again, 1,000, 2, 1,000, 3, 1,000. Small release. Last one. Oi, 1,000, 2, 1,000, 3, 1,000. Hello. Thank you. I'm putting this way over here because we won't be using that again. So now we're going to bring the legs nice and wide. And I'm lowering the arms down so that I'm pressing into the inner thigh, not the inner knee. Folks, the patella is not officially attached to anything. It kind of floats around within that joint, and it's a synovial fluid joint. So you can actually malalign it by pushing into it. So I'm actually pushing into the inner thighs. However, those of you who have had hip replacement or osteoporosis, please do not push here. Just gently open. I'm just holding. And technically, when you're working on your own, your stretches are held between 20 and 30 seconds. Now, here we go. Toe, lift heel, turn it in, lift toe, lift heel, lift toe. Okay, so now I want to get into those lateral rotators, right? They're all through this hip area, the acetobulofemoral joint, aka the coxal joint. So first thing I'm going to do is lift up and bring my leg out. So the chest is up toward the foot. Now, left hand grabs the outside edge of the sneaker, right arm up and out behind me. Now that's very nice out in front. It's a nice twist. However, I want you to bring that leg across the midline of the body. And sit down in that right glute and welcome to your lateral rotators now being stretched. Always stretching a muscle in the opposite direction of the action of the muscle. So if I'm stretching a lateral rotator, I got to go medial to get it. Keep holding. I'm going to turn my head now. You can use a yoga strap here, right? Inhale, hit center. Exhale, crisscross, knee to chest, gently lower. Let's take it to the other side. So we're going to lift it up. Outside edge, arm up and out, belly button in, midline. It never ceases to amaze me here. Woo. So especially when you go to sit down in that same side glute, you're going to get a deeper stretch, folks. So I'm going to turn my head. Keep pulling the belly button in to create more space for your twist. Careful, osteoporosis, right? You're modifying your twist for sure. And then inhale, head center. Exhale, crisscross, knee in. Set the foot down. Okay, so now this is where we're going to move into the part of the workout where it's unilateral supersetting. So just one leg at a time, back and forth. So the first exercise is a unilateral leg press. I'm going to use my, let me put this here so it doesn't roll around, my blue booty band. So this is a little bit longer, a little less resistance. And I'm going to bring that around the ball of the foot. And I'm tying in some angles here for you. So we're going to bring it in, but notice I'm going wide to the shoulder. So that's an abduction, an abduction of the hip. And then on the exhale, it's hip flexion straight out in front with a knee extension. And then we come in, and I really want you to grab that thing and push it. And in, exhale, push, belly button in. Let me just move that left foot a little bit. Here we go, better for my form. And exhale, push. Inhale, go for that abduction. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. And push. Push down on the left to give you stabilization. Last one. And push. Beautiful. Bend the knee in. Gently set it down. I'm going to take it to the other side. Here we go. Become lateral, or I should say abduction, pardon me. So, but we come to the lateral side of it, and exhale, push. And exhale, push. I'm going to move my right foot. Push out. I want to grab a little bit more. I want more resistance. And push. There it is. And exhale. Are you breathing? Exhale on the effort. One more. Easy. We're going to do it again. Now, if your hands are bothering you, shake them out. Flick the fingers. Flap the wrists. Whatever you need to do. Like Amy's saying, rest when needed. Don't quit. Inhale. Exhale straight out. Inhale. Abduction. Exhale. Push. Are you sitting tall? Push. Pulling with those strong arms, not with the shoulders. I'm going to go for two more. And I'm trying a little higher. There we go. Bend the knee. Always a way to try to level up the work, right? So let me get that foot. Yeah, here we go. Inhale, exhale. Level up, baby. It's also excellent for the body to try all different approaches to working out. Like I said earlier in the show, this was a brand new approach today for me, and I really fell in love with it. And exhale, tying in mobility, flexibility. Couple more, really push that throughout the heel. And one more. Bend the knee, gently lower. Oof. I want you to shake out the hands for a second. Flick the fingers. And if your wrists were bothering you, interlock your fingers gently. And you can do a sideways number 8. And you can go as slow or as fast as you like, and you can reverse direction. It's really a great way to release the wrists. All right, now I want you to take your yoga blocks, bring them out in front. So for those of you who do not have osteoporosis nor a hip replacement, then I want you to basically, let me turn this way. Okay. Bring the sides of the shoes and just lean back and let all this relax. However, I'm not a big fan of such a big, broad movement here for hip replacement or osteoporosis, unless you've been told it's okay, right? So what I would do is I would take this basically kind of like one side at a time. And I can always support here with the block underneath the leg, just so that you have a little bit of a lateral rotation, but it's being supported. So let me just get my little goddess pose in, variation of. And then what we can do is take the arms up and overhead. Now, those of you who are medicated or not for hypertension, you may have been told not to squeeze your fingers. So you place one hand on the other. Carpal tunnel, I'm going to ask you to place one hand on the other. And when you come up, your palms face down. They're not doing this because that's going to put you in wrist extension. Okay? So here we go. Arms up and down. Now be careful when you lower the arms that you're not collapsing down with the arms. Last one. Hands underneath. Gently draw the legs together. Now, you can take this another step if you want to try it. You can hold on to your shins, like osteoporosis and postural deviations could do this kind of a thing, provided you have blocks supporting you here and holding on to the shin and just staying tall. The rest of us can really play with this and take it into a forward bend. You might be able to bring your hands to the floor, but keep the chin, chest lifted. And then we slowly come back up. And now we're going to do another unilateral exercise with the booty band. And I'm just double checking that I'm using, the blue one. Okay, now we're going to do a unilateral lateral leg press, okay? So that means out to the side. And I'm going to bring my arm in here, and I'm going to get an isometric contraction with that bicep, holding on. And now I'm going to push. I'm going to go for 2 more. When you work out on your own, you can work between 8 to 15 repetitions. I'm going to take it forward and gently lower it down. I'm going to bring it up. Get that bicep involved. Why not? Make sure my circumstance is safe. And push. Just do a little bit of an adjustment so I'm not rubbing into the chair. Yeah. Work that bicep muscle isometrically. Do want to be careful if you have golfers or tennis elbows, all right, medial or lateral epicondylitis, then I would suggest maybe you use your strap instead. 3 more. Notice I'm trying not to lean, right? So I'm really bracing myself with my opposite arm. Come on. There we go. Bring it forward. Easy. When you lower it, again, other side. Just got one more exercise after this. Push. But make sure you're pushing out from the heel, right? Not pointing the toe. Push from the heel. Chest is forward. I know my shirt is turned, but I'm working with this left arm, the outside arm, to make sure my torso is forward. One more. Who says you can't work out in a chair, Amy? And bring it forward and easy on the down. Okay, here we go. I can definitely tell that my opposite side likes this better than this side. So be it. Two more. Careful when we lower it. All right, let's stretch this out, kiddos. Now, the stretch I'm about to do, contraindication for hip replacement and osteoporosis. I want you to go back to that half goddess that I showed you before with the block. So what we're going to do is the typical sort of seated pigeon, and it's a number 4 stretch. Ankle across the thigh. Make sure ankle, knee, hip on my left side, all in a line. This foot fully dorsiflexed. Now, I'm going to gently apply some pressure. Notice again, not on the inner knee, at the inner thigh. Osteoporosis, complete contraindication to do any of this, and the pressing as well. So notice I'm leaning forward. It's a hip hinge. Chest is up. I'm not rounding. You don't have to do that. You can put your hands here and stay upright, especially for those with your back spine or postural deviation issues. Keep the head up. Don't drop the head down, particularly, again, those medicated or not for hypertension, have vertigo or GERD. Oof. Man, I feel that. And then I support here. I'm going to cross, and I'm also going to cross at the ankles. I'm going to bring, now my right thigh is on top. So I'm going to bring the arms open, and I'm going to crisscross left over right. Now we're going to lower elbows to knees to get some abdominal work. Inhale up, except back spine and postural deviations. You're not going to do this, please. You're going to stay upright. One more, because this is a forward flexion of the spine. Hold here, belly button pulled in. Inhale, come up. Really great for the shoulders. Exhale, untangle yourselves. Let's stretch to the other side. Ankle, knee, hip, right? Forearm pressed down into the inner thigh. Up and forward. It gives me a deeper stretch, but maybe you need to stay upright, and that's fine. Breathe. Oof, oof, oof. Yeah. And gently, I'm going to slide it over, and then we're crossing and then crisscrossing the ankles. This time, left is on top, so arms come out, cross right over left, double cross at the wrists if you can. Inhale, I lift, exhale down. So this is just borrowing from yoga, from Garudasana, which is eagle pose. One more, exhale, hold. Pull that belly button in as much as you can toward the small of your back. Inhale up, exhale, release. Let's take some nice big shoulder rolls. You ready for the last exercise, folks? So let's get that Fitball. Now, I have to say, those of you with back spine, postural deviations, what you might want to do instead of what I'm about to show everybody is hold on to your chair, squeeze the ball, and work leg extension. So you're getting the quadriceps and the inner thighs, the hip adductors simultaneously. For the rest of us, this is going to be a little bit of fun. We're going to place that ball again between the inner thighs, plug not facing your skin. Double check where your chair is because you're going to need this, all right? So I'm going to cross the arms, belly button in, toes lifted inside the shoes, not the balls of the feet, just the toes. Come up, hold, squeeze, 1,000, 2, 1,000, 3, 1,000, small release. Squeeze, 1,000, 2, 1,000, 3, 1,000, small release. And squeeze, 1,000, 2, 1,000, 3, 1,000, small release. 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 Change the arm position, opposite arm. Squeeze, 1,000, 2, 1,000, 3, 1,000, small release. Squeeze, 1,000, 2, 1,000, 3, 1,000, small release. Chest up, belly button in. Squeeze, 1,000, 2, 1,000, 3, 1,000. Woo! Small release. Thighs are burning, baby. Squeeze, 1,000, 2, 1,000, 3, 1,000. Small release. Last one. Squeeze, 1,000, 2, 1,000, 3, 1,000. Head back down to your chair. Okay, I'm happy to get rid of that. So now let's stretch this back out. Woo. Open up those inner thighs. That's just one set of that, folks. I won't do that to you twice. And then we toe, heel, toe, heel. Again, let me just drag that away here so it's not in my way. I want to turn in the chair. Outside glute off the chair. Slide back. Now we're really going to go for that quad hip flexor. Here we go. Pushing hip forward. It's a variation on crescent moon in yoga. Anjaneyasana. Take it up, up. You don't stay holding on if you need to. Watch it, TIA stroke, right? Watch it, vestibular balance challenges. And then inhale, exhale. Take it forward. Spin around the other side. Okay, hip. Let's get that hip going. Opposite hip pulls back. Reaching back. I like to bring the back bend into it, the back extension, all those posterior extensor muscles working simultaneously, back glutes, hamstrings, quads, all participating. And then inhale, exhale forward. And that's what we got for you, Amy, today, the day before Thanksgiving.
Oh, so wonderful. Oh my goodness. I did a lot of it along with you, and I'm pretty fit.
I know.
And I love how this can be for a lot of different levels, beginners, and you explain it so well that I definitely got a little workout there. and
And
and I didn't stand up.
I know, right? I mean, except for that ending. And that's why I wanted to give that opportunity for some people who can't get up, that they're able to do something else to sit down and still work those quadricep muscles, right? So, and those inner thighs concurrently. But I do find that it's really fascinating to explore the use of the accessories and just knowing, like on certain exercises, I'm like, well, the blue is too easy. I need the red for that one. Okay, great. That's not a big exercise machine you have to buy. Just another band. You know what I mean? So
Exactly. It's portable, and if you don't have a lot of storage space, it's right there. You can do it in different rooms of the house. And yeah, sometimes I see some of this exercise equipment and I say, "Gee, I wonder what I would do with that." And so this is exciting that I'm gonna have an
Good.
opportunity to incorporate different things now into my routine with the different workout equipment that you showed.
I'm
And
gonna pull the chair closer, love.
yeah, so Sid said, "Angela always explains things so well." Yes,
Oh,
Sid, I agree, and that's why I love having her on here because she's not just about, "Let's just get through this and count and be done," and she's just always explaining things so well. I couldn't agree more.
thank
And,
you.
Vegan Knowledge said, "Love Angela.
Oh,
Thank you for having her on." Hi, Vegan Knowledge. So nice
it's
to
a
see
love
you.
fest today. It's a love fest.
She said, "I'm getting in shape before my plant-based feast tomorrow. Yay!" Type in the comments what you're gonna be eating, for Thanksgiving. We'd love to hear that. We're gonna have at our house, we're gonna have some stuffed acorn squash.
Oh, wow.
I
I'm coming
really
over
I
there.
love how the squashes are so beautiful, and if you roast them, and you cut them in half and you roast the 2 halves of any squash, they just make such a beautiful presentation, and you can put any kind of roasted vegetables, quinoa, grain, whatever you want in there, and it just kinda looks like a beautiful Thanksgiving meal right there. You don't even need anything else, but of course, there'll be other things, but it's just a beautiful thing to put on a plate. That's how what I feel
Oh,
about
it
it.
sounds great. It sounds wonderful. You know what my big treat is? Because
Yeah.
I'm saying this for JJ, for Vegan Knowledge.
Uh,
We have an ongoing joke. My whole thing is when people ask me for recipes, remember, I'm 80% raw, 20% cooked.
yeah.
So I'm like, okay, cantaloupe, cut in half, de-seed, eat.
Yeah.
That's my recipe. So I'm all big right now about I'm having lots of cantaloupe because they're orange.
Yeah, and there's not many dishes to clean up after that. So Sid wanted to know, she said, "Forgive me if I didn't catch it, but are these exercises good for pelvic floor strengthening?"
You know, it's a wonderful question. So, Sid, in general, yes. But I would not say they are specific to pelvic floor strengthening. Okay. The only reason why I'm saying yes is because as soon as you are being aware to sit up tall, pull that belly button in, right? It's like people think, well, I'm only isolating that one little area. Then, no, you're not, because those muscles will run down into the pelvic area. So that's why you always want to be conscious of your alignment, your form, and especially in a chair, people need this big time because pelvic floor muscles get so weak in a chair, right? So pelvic floor muscles can be aided by, provided you don't have any pre-existing pelvic floor muscle issues. Squats are great for it. Also, rebounding is great for it. But if you have pre-existing pelvic floor muscle issues, you must find out what is appropriate for you in particular. But in general, yes, if you don't have an issue and you want to keep these muscles stronger, this is the type of work to do.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah,
I'm
no,
glad that Sid brought that up because
yeah, thank
it's
you.
yeah, that's wonderful. Wow. Well, I am just so happy to have you. We're broadcasting today, the day before Thanksgiving, and
Yeah,
it's just so wonderful. We've had a lot of people come on and comment, and they're watching you, and they're here because they want to be healthy. And these are the months that are leading up to some times that we could stray,
mhm.
and it does mean a lot what you put in your mouth, but it also means a lot what you do as far as exercise and keeping fit and healthy in that regard too. So I definitely do want to thank you, Angela, so much for what you did today and coming on the day before Thanksgiving. That was really nice of you too.
Aw,
And
thank
so I
you.
wanted to everybody click like to show your appreciation for what Angela shared with us today. That was a wonderful class.
Thank you.
Angela, will you please tell us about what you do and how we can find you on social media?
Well, thank you for that. So I'm pretty excited as to a new project I'm entering, and I know you know about that project. And Dr. Scott Harrington he's an outstanding medical doctor who is really devoted now to the plant-based vegan lifestyle, and his website is veganprimarycare.com, and he has he will be starting at the end of January 29th, a weight loss program that he's going to run 4 times a year for 6 weeks. And he has hired me to be his fitness expert, where I will be teaching live strength training classes weekly for each session. Plus, we're going to do kind of like a live Q&A just to kind of introduce ourselves to each other for each round of the 6-week program. So I'm very excited about that. And also, if you're interested in more of my work, I would love it if you came to my YouTube channel, which is Boomerang Beyond Wellness. And then if the spirit moves, to subscribe to it, because there's all kinds of different types of workouts there. And if you want to work with me privately, please feel free to contact me by way of the contact form on my website. Again, boomerandbeyondwellness.com. There you go. And if you are interested in any platforms that I'm working on, there's Feel Fabulous Over 40. I provide both strength training and yoga videos to them, plus teach live monthly. And there's also the platform by Timmery Hagenberger, which is the Foodie Bar Way of Life. I provide strength training videos for that platform as well, with quarterly live Q&As there. So I'm loving all of this, to be able to really imprint myself within the whole food plant-based community and really be of service there. So thank you for asking, Amy. I genuinely appreciate it.
Oh, yes. And you are going to be coming back in January, right? And
Yes.
we're going to be talking more about the program that you guys are putting together. I'm really excited about that.
With Dr. Harrington, right? Yeah.
Yes, with Dr. Harrington. That will be the first time he's on my show, but it'll be the two of you. And
Yes.
it's going to be very interesting what you'll be talking about. So stay tuned, Green Warriors, to get notifications. You can always subscribe to get notifications for when that is going to be coming up. But I'm really excited to.
May I mention one other thing?
Yeah.
Would that be okay? Because I know
Sure.
you know about this too. And so I've connected with Chef Vicky Brett Gack. I'm not sure about I'm pronouncing her last name correctly, but I think I am. And we're going to be working together on a project where we're going to do a presentations of me showing strength training, but with weightlifting. And then she demonstrating, what do you eat afterwards? Because many times I've been asked that question. So she's come up with a couple of amazing recipes, and we're going to be starting to present on that. I know that you're going to have Vicky on, and eventually we'll be on together. So we're very, very excited to put this idea out to the public as well.
Yes, I am so excited. It's all these collaborations that we're sharing with each other and sharing with the Green Warriors and getting the word out. So, Angela, now that we're embarking upon the holidays,
Yes.
what's your final take-home message for our Green Warriors?
Well, is to just make sure that you stay physically active, right? So it doesn't have to be where you take 45 minutes and, I don't have 45 minutes to do this stuff. Okay. Well, that's all right. Have some bands and tubes around your apartment or your house. And when you can, grab it and do a couple of exercises. Go to the YouTube channel. Go to the work that I've done on Amy's channel and look at what we've done with bands and tubings even further, so that you don't have a reason not to exercise. These things can go in your handbag. And if you're going to go visit, family, take that 10, 15 minutes in your room and just do a couple of different movements, but with real effort, and then go on about, enjoying the rest of the holiday. But don't use it as a time to go backwards, because people can really go backwards during the holiday, and it becomes ever more challenging to come out of that later on. So if you can stay on a bit of a track and hold on with your food, be prepared wherever you're going to go, take that into consideration, how you're going to handle that, and maybe take a tube or an exercise band with you, and hey, you're on your way. It's terrific.
Oh, that's great. Great, inspiring, motivational advice. Green
Thank you.
Warriors, what was your take-home message for today? What are you going to remember? Put that in the comments so people can read after the broadcast. I also wanted to thank Just Task Voice because she did the promos. And as you can see, I'm in a different space today. And she helped me set that up too, because we had a little internet problem where I usually broadcast from. And Just Task Voice, tell us who is coming up next.
The health of your heart is determined not only by what you eat, but by what you know. Learn what is not in any Harvard medical textbook and what most cardiologists don't know about atherosclerosis, the leading cause of heart disease, stroke, and other vascular-related complications. Join us as we learn from Peter Rogers, MD, Wednesday, November 29th, 3 p.m. Eastern, noon Pacific, on Be Green with Amy Live.
And Green Warriors, is a special thank you to you for joining me here and supporting this channel. If you want to get 5 free recipes from me, just go to begreenwithamy.com/join and I will send them to you. And I will send you pictures of me doing some pretty flexible things that I couldn't do when I was 16. So you might want to see that, because it's never too late. Right, Angela?
Right.
And today and always, please remember that Angela and I are always there for you. We want to see you succeed in your diet and your lifestyle, your exercise, and in all those ways. And go ahead and take your right hand and grab your left shoulder, and take your left hand and grab your right shoulder. Now squeeze, because that's a hug from me to you and from me to you, Angela. I'm so grateful for all of you being here, Green Warriors, and supporting this channel. And now if you want to join me and Angela as we do my sign off, my tagline, you can type it in the comments. Are you ready, Angela?
Yes, I am.
Okay. Until I see you again, be strong, be well, and be green.
Happy Thanksgiving, everyone.
Happy Thanksgiving to all of you. Thank you, Green Warriors. Thank you, Angela. Bye-bye, everyone.
Bye.
Now you can listen to Be Green with Amy expert interviews wherever you go. Listen while walking, meal prepping, or traveling. Find Be Green with Amy on Apple, Google, Alexa, Amazon, or virtually anywhere you find podcasts. Be strong, be well, and be green with